So, more nonsense from the media man coming right up. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Common Sense, Logic, and Reason. And as always, I want to say thank y'all for joining me today. So, let's talk about the media man again. Again, I'm a fan of his. I watch a lot of his shows. I agree with a lot of the content that he put out. I also disagree with a lot of things that he says. But he seems to suffer from the black disease. And this is a disease that, of black people assuming that anybody who says anything about black people and you're attacking them, quote unquote. So, like I say, if you say something about black people, and again, a factual point, you're not lying. But if it's negative, you're attacking black folks and you're talking shit about black people. Well, one of his shows, he basically, quote unquote, attacked black people, quote unquote, black conservatives, that is, for highlighting some of the issues with blacks.
Stop using this damn lie saying that I'm gonna critique the black community, I'm gonna talk shit about the black community because I just want the black community to do better. We see right through y'all asses. What about white men who make up the largest share of individuals convicted for SA or child exploitation cases? I never hear y'all talk about that. To all the black men that are sharing this type of stuff about the black community, and I never hear you guys talk about that. Why is that? Why y'all never talk about white women to stop leading in absolute numbers when it comes to welfare and SNAP benefits? Why don't you tell white women to get off government assistance and stop weaponizing those programs against black women? Why I never hear y'all talk about this shit?
Okay, let's unpack this video, this short video of his, a clip of a video, a live that he uploaded, a video that he uploaded. But so let's start with the first point of, critiquing the black community because we want to do better, and they've caught on to it. Well, that's exactly why we critique the black community. It's because we want the black community to get better. Well, how is the black community ever supposed to get better if we don't address the problem? The problem's supposed to just fix themselves if we just ignore them. Of course, we critique the black community because we want to get better. And again, focusing on white folks is not going to fix the problem with the black folks, though. That's what I'm saying. I love how they always like to, with this whataboutism about black white people, but I'm not worried about white people. Again, my channel was ever since I've been producing videos, it's always been about dealing with the issues in the black community. If white folks have problems, let white folks deal with the issues. We as black folks, we don't have no room to condition that we are black Americans, or they want to call them FBAs. I don't call myself no FBA. As a black American, we have far more issues that we have to be worried about than worry about what white folks doing. Again, I always see a person who's up to their neck in it has no room to be worried about someone who's up to their knees in it. Now, I like to use analogies, and one of the analogies that I use in this situation is the auto mechanic analogy. If your car doesn't want to start and you bring it to a mechanic, because obviously that makes sense, those are people who fix cars, or your car is not running properly or whatever, you bring it to auto mechanic. If the mechanic tells you what's wrong with the vehicle, does that mean he's talking shit about your car? Does that mean he's talking down about your car? Does it mean he's derailing your car? No. He's telling you what's wrong with the vehicle so we know what to fix. Okay? Nobody's ever accused a mechanic for talking shit about their vehicle when he tells them what's wrong, because that would be idiotic. But likewise, it's just as idiotic to tell black people who are critiquing the black community that they're just talking shit about the black community and they're hating on the black community. That's just as idiotic. And then he talked about this notion of white people leading the category. Well, of course, white people will be leading in category. They will be leading in most categories. It's because they're leading in population size. Again, this should be common sense. The fact that you have to say this to people is beyond belief. But then when you're dealing with black victimhood, you're not dealing with logical thought. Okay, he talks about that white women are leading the total cases in welfare. Well, yeah, that's because white people make up the majority of the population of America. So you would expect that. But then black women are doing it at a higher rate. Once again, per capita matters. As much as black people love to deflect and downplay per capita, it matters and it's very much relevant. And again, I like to use the NyQuil analogy. Because again, I love using analogies. They make sense for a reason. People use them for a reason. And again, now, I'm pretty sure everybody's bought NyQuil over-the-counter medicine. But if you read the direction of NyQuil, you'll notice that they'll have different dosage depending upon who takes the medicine. Okay, you have a dosage for adults. They have a dosage for children. And for older children, and they have a dosage for younger children. And it's also recommended not to use for children under the age of 6. Why is that? Well, the reason why they give different dosages for adults and children is because children are bigger than adults. Thus, children don't need as much of medicine as an adult would. So why would you, again, you don't want to give a child dosage or give an adult dosage to a child because a child is not as big as an adult. But if giving a child an adult a dosage, it basically, there's a reason why they say it, because it can be harmful to the children. Just like if an adult takes the dosage that's more than what they are, what the recommended dosage is, it could be harmful to an adult. So per capita matters. So if a child or an adult is taking an adult dosage, but a child is taking far more or more than what a child is supposed to, what is going to cause harm to that child? Even though the adult dosage is still probably more total, but if you're giving a child more than what a child's supposed to take, it can cause harm upon them. An adult can manage that, handle that better because they're bigger. It just makes sense. So I don't understand why they keep making a stupid argument about, white people do it more. Oh, but that's because they're in the country more. And this is exactly why we need to highlight the problems in the black community. Because, like I say, the arguments that he made here are just totally asinine. Telling black people not to critique the black community and show out what's wrong with it so we can identify the issues and try to fix them. And constantly focus on what white folks are doing. And saying that white people lead in categories, even though it makes sense because they're leading in the category, and that is the percentage of the population. Anyway, like I said, that's my 2 cents on this. And this is just clearly more nonsense from the media man. And he is basically, like a lot of black people, like I said, they've been indoctrinated with black victimhood, and all black folks are indoctrinated the same. Some black folks are more indoctrinated, some black folks are less indoctrinated, but unfortunately, most black folks are indoctrinated to some form of fashion. Anyway, y'all, as always, until next time.